You can't shame me about going to Thailand. You can't shame me about going to Africa or Portugal or Morocco.
Right.
Them days are over. They're over.
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of black women don't believe the fat meat is greasy. But I'll tell you what, it's probably that we're gonna find out for sure. Yes, I am from North Carolina. I am country, and I embrace all that. So
I'm gonna use that. Damn it. The fat meat is greasy, but you know what? It goes back also. Something ominous is going on in America as marriage rates are dropping at a high rate, and for the first time ever, about 29% of men are actually virgins. I wanted to do this show as a precursor to the show tomorrow, and the topic of that show would be, is it okay to cater to a man that you love? We live in very turbulent times when I feel that many people have a term which I've combined called a schema affliction. A schema is a pattern of thinking that permeates the thought and the consciousness. And that schema can be good or bad. But an affliction is actually something that happens when a person goes through pain. I combine the terms to more or less give you guys some type of insight to what's going on in America. The schema affliction that I see a lot of times with a lot of men is that some actually devalue themselves and they devalue their worth, which has led to many women not dealing with men, and a lot of men are actually virgins. But the schema affliction for a lot of the women is that some have an overvalue of themselves and what they actually bring to relationships. Catering to a man was basically something normal back in the past. But we live in a time where men and women are actually at odds because some think they're better and some think they're less. And because of that, relationships are actually faltering at an all-time high. And a lot of the men actually feel, what is it in for me to get in a relationship? I want you guys to enjoy this show and understand why a schema affliction or a schema affliction has become so prevalent in America. This pattern of thinking is what Brother Eric Spencer and I talked about a couple of shows ago, that many don't think that the fat meat is greasy. And see, unfortunately, there's a percentage of our women that don't think that the fat meat is greasy because the fat meat symbolizes toxicity of mind, it symbolizes entitlement, and it symbolizes a lot of the things that are very onerous to a man. Men are very simple creatures, and most men just want to be loved, honored, and respected. But because unfortunately we have a percentage of our women that don't believe in catering to a man, their schema affliction will actually cause them pain in the future. You know, the beer virus showed that a lot of people were actually in destitute areas when they didn't have the love and the support of their man. And with government programs faltering and with some women having eviction rates, it will be wise and prudent for her to cater to a good, righteous man. Now listen, we're not talking about dusty men. We know there are some men out here that need work. We know there are some men that are horrible and they don't deserve the catering of a good woman. But I believe that because we have over 51% of men that have never been married or don't have children, they need to be catered to if you want to have a healthy relationship. But unfortunately, I don't see relationships coming back to the way that they were in the past. And because of that schema affliction, many men are saying, you know what, to hell with it. Is the fat meat too greasy to break that schema affliction? Or will many go to the grave alone because they are unwilling to introspect? Will they continue to use tired talking points like, you know, your mom is black or you hate black women? Or will they look within themselves and try to come together and get with good, decent men so they can build parity and have better outcomes? I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this show as we talk about the dangers of a schema affliction. And listen, to the guys that are listening, at some point, I'm going to start doing non-diagnostic consultations. I am a real clinical therapist. I'm not a fake, I'm the real deal. And I'm going to start doing non-diagnostic consultations to help you guys deal with the schema afflictions that many are experiencing in this culture, current milieu called America. And remember this, if it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, it ain't right. There are 7 steps that a man must go through in order to become an optimized male. And understanding female psychology is one, and also understanding the need to have great health as it relates to reducing stress, which leads to death. Sit back and relax and enjoy this show as we bring it to you live from the greatest state of the union. Be well.